What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's been a while, but I'm back. Today I want to talk about what you can do if you just graduated from college and you're not able to find jobs, because most of the things that a lot of people do is, you graduate, you start looking for jobs. Let's say you want to work for corporate Walmart. You go on the website and you apply for jobs that they have posted on there. Sometimes you're not going to be able to get a response, or you just get declined. Sometimes you can go on LinkedIn, you can find jobs on LinkedIn, you can go on Indeed. There's a lot of websites where you can apply for jobs, right? So if you are doing that and you're not getting, something that you want, or not getting anything at all, there's another option, which is going to be staffing agencies, which I think is really awesome. And not a lot of people talk about it because I don't know why. So they're called staffing agencies or recruiting agencies. So essentially, these are companies that exist to recruit employees for employers, right? So they're kind of like the middleman, if you want to think about it in those terms. All right, so if you look at an individual company, let's say a small, mid-sized company, right? Mid-sized company, and they're trying to look for workers, right? So let's say there's a financial analyst position open, and they're looking for someone that can do that job. And the HR department for that company is going to go ahead and create a job description and what they're looking for, which is the qualifications. They might say they want a bachelor's degree in accounting or finance. They need someone with 3+ years of experience, and it's an entry-level position. It's like, why are you asking for 3 to 5 years of experience if it's an entry-level position for someone who's coming from college, right? They do that every time. Let's say they post that, and then now you're looking for jobs. You find this company, you see the description, and you see that it says 3 years of experience. You're like, I just graduated, I don't have that. Most of these companies, you have to apply online. You're not going to walk into a company and ask for a paper application. But whenever you apply online and you submit your resume, it gets sent to a software that it looks for keywords, right? Let's say a company, financial analyst position. Their keywords might be Microsoft Excel, pivot tables, things like that, things that are technical to the job, right? So if you have those on your resume, the system is going to go ahead and say, okay, the resume says, it meets all those keywords that the company is looking for. Then your resume gets forwarded to the HR department, where someone is going to actually look at your resume and go over it, and then they'll give you a call. Imagine if your resume did not have those keywords, and the system is just going to reject it, and you get a response that said, thank you for applying, but we had to deny your resume or something like that. That's one of the biggest problems with applying directly to a company. Now, it's not always going to be bad, but most of the time it's bad. And if you are applying, on LinkedIn, company pages, Indeed, all these job sites, and you're not finding luck, I recommend going through those staffing agencies or recruitment agencies. Let's say an employer, right, is looking for a financial analyst, right? Instead of posting it on their page, and because sometimes to apply for these jobs, you have to know the name of the company, right? So you can find the company website and go to the jobs page and then apply for it. Unless they put it on LinkedIn, which is money that they have to pay for advertising. And if it's a job that everyone wants, really, they're gonna have thousands of applications, and they have to be able to process those. And if we're talking about a mid-sized company, they don't have, the capacity to really look at each individual applications. Even all the ones that might have the right keywords, it might still be a good amount, right? So it takes them a while. So the solution for these companies is going to be to go to a staffing agency or a recruitment agency. And these agencies are going to be doing all the work 100%, and they get paid based on, if they are able to get the employee. So the way this works, I've actually worked with one. It was my junior year in college, and they actually got me an internship. It was a part-time job, which was kind of like an internship. I was working as a financial analyst, and essentially how this worked was that the recruiter actually reached out to me on LinkedIn, because I had my LinkedIn, was set up. I was looking for a financial analyst position, and I had my resume on LinkedIn, and then a recruiter just reached out to me, and then, we just started talking, because they want to help you, because if they're able to hire you or to get you hired, that's how they get paid. If they don't hire anyone, then they don't get paid. So in this instance, the job is actually, the recruiter is actually trying to help you, not having to reach out to people. Hey, please, can you help me get a job? They're like, let me help you get a job. All right. So how this works is that companies approach these staffing agencies, and then they tell them, hey, we're looking for a financial analyst that has a bachelor's degree, 3+ years of experience. It's an entry-level position. This is how much you're willing to pay, part-time job or full-time. These are the benefits we're willing to offer. They give them all the information, right? Now, the recruitment agency, they'll go on their website, or they'll look for people on LinkedIn, or they'll go to networking events. But most of the time, they'll post these jobs on their website, right? So the one I worked with was Michael Page, I believe. There's a lot of them. And the cool thing is you can find specific, right? You can say accounting, staffing agencies, finance, staffing agencies, your career, because they tend to focus on one career field. All right, so let's say you're looking for a financial analyst position and you go to the agency's website and you see that they have a position listed and you apply for it, right? Once you apply for it, an agent is going to reach out to you. And the cool thing is they actually get to interview you, right? They'll interview you. But sometimes the employer is involved as well, but not most of the time. The agency will do all the work, right? Because they're getting paid to do all that work. They're interviewing everything. So they'll interview you. And if they really like you, let's say you just graduated, you don't have 3+ years of experience, right? What the agency might do, if they see that you're qualified for the job, which is what happened to me. I was working as a financial analyst part-time my junior year in college, and I didn't have the job, needed someone with 2 years of experience, but they saw that I was able to do the job. They saw some of the projects that I worked on when I was in college. They're like, I think you'll be able to do this job. So now once they do the interview, let's say they like you, they'll go out to the employer. They'll say, hey, we found this person, right? And this person does not have 2 years of experience, but they have this, they have this, they have this, they have worked on this, and they have a great work ethic. It looks like they're going to be able to get the job done with no problems. And in most cases, the employer is going to trust the agency because they know what they're doing, right? And the agency would not want to give bad employees to the employer, because next time the employer might not hire the same agency, or they might tell other employers that this don't work with this agency. They don't bring, quality people. So they have every reason to. The agency has every reason to bring the best of the best, someone who they think is going to perform, even you might not have certain qualities. So if you think about it, the agency is going to negotiate for you on your behalf. All right, so let's say the employer agrees. They're like, yes, we want to work with this person. The agency is going to come back to you and tell you that, okay, the employer said they want to work with you, and then you can contact the employer. They give you information on how to contact the employer. They'll set up your start date and all that. Now, one of the biggest questions that a lot of people ask is so is the agency going to get part of my pay? Are they going to get, part of my paycheck? So the answer is no. The money that is paid to the agency by the employer is not going to come from your paycheck. It's going to come from the employer, because if the employer had, posted jobs on LinkedIn, Indeed, and, all this, they would have to pay for those postings, right? Instead of paying for those postings, they're just paying the agency to do all that work for them, right? So the money that they would have paid for this, they're actually paying the agency, and the agency is going to handle everything in terms of your payroll and taxes and things like that. So they kind of minimize the work for the employer, which I think is really cool on the employer's behalf, especially if you're a part-time worker, right? The employer doesn't have to do much work. The agency handles everything, and they get paid a fee from the employer, not you. So you're not paying it. The agency's job is going to be to deliver quality employees to the employer, and they manage the employees, which minimizes the work for the employer. So now I think this is the best way to get started, really. If you were having trouble finding a job, just look for a staffing agency in the field that you want to get into. I'll look up finance staffing agencies, and you're going to find a lot of them. Go on their page, click where it says jobs, and you can actually, apply for those jobs. And some will actually let you make a profile on their website where they can always reach out to you if a job shows up that meets your description or things that you want or things that you're qualified for. They'll reach out for you, which is really awesome. And also, from my personal experience, the agent that helped me get my financial analyst part-time job or internship, they would call me every week. How's everything going? Do you need any help with anything? Things like that. They genuinely care about you, because, if you quit the job the next day because you don't like it, they're not going to get paid the fees that they get paid, whether it's a monthly basis or a weekly basis, right? They're not going to get paid those fees. So they want to make sure that you stay at the job. So they're going to do everything to make sure that you're enjoying the job. You are, having a good time. You're not confused or anything like that. So one of the things I would recommend is, most of the time when you apply for these jobs, an agent is going to call you, is to really just be honest, right? Just be like, okay, this is because you when they're negotiating for you, you don't want them to be, you want them to know everything, right? To know how they can, describe your experience or things you know, things you don't know, things you want them to just know the whole truth. You want to be professional as well. And one thing to note is that most of these agencies are going to be offering, temporary positions because, employers tend to use agencies for part-time, temporary, maybe just in the summer or just in the fall, just for, 10 weeks. Do not be intimidated or be scared to apply for those jobs because they're going to lead to full-time. Right? After you work that job for 10 months, you might be offered a full-time job, or you're going to be able to add that to your resume as experience that you have. And also, once you work with an agency and let's say, your part-time job was for 10 months, you finished 10 months, and then now you don't have a job. The agency, they know that you're a good worker. You're going to finish your assignment, which was 10 months. They never got any complaints. Of course, they want to get you other jobs so they know that they're going to be getting paid fees for every time you're working there, right, by the employer. So you're in their network. They're going to suggest jobs for you. That's how a lot of people really, just survive. They work from company to company through an agency that recommends them. It describes them. They say, I've worked with this person before. And they're reliable, hard worker, and all the good stuff. But that is pretty much it for this video. Let me know what you guys think. If you've worked with a staffing agency before, if you have any experience, if you have any questions, make sure to let me know in the comment section below. And also, you can feel free to DM me on Instagram at GoatNash. It's on the screen. If you want to DM me any questions, go ahead and do that. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.